Well, hello everybody. Uh, this is Happy Valley Hobbies, and these are hobbies that make me happy. However, it seems that my computer is not happy. The hard drive's pegged at 100%, and so everything is like slowly moving. And right now, I do not have YouTube. YouTube is slowly trying to, I guess, re come on. All right. Looks like Dwight from Curly Express is here. I have no idea if he can hear me, but he is here. So, yeah, it's at 100%, and it just, let's see if I can. Actually, that's a silly question. Can I actually share screen? Easiest with two monitors. Well, I have three. All right, share screen. Select window and stream. All right, Task Manager. We'll show off Task Manager. All right, now. All right, as if you're able to see, I'm at 100% on my hard drive, which that is going to cause problems. So, I mean, in the past, I have, it just stopped. It stopped live streaming because it was too busy playing with the hard drive. So there is a possibility that things might go awry tonight. But there's Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Thank you for coming in. Harry the Rail Fan. Let's go back to this. Okay, all right. YouTube is still slowly loading up. It says 3 are watching to that point. So let's see if we can click on that. So, yeah, it's definitely an interesting interesting setup at this point in time. So, out of the 3 that are watching, are you seeing and hearing me? Because right now I have no feedback back because my hard drive's at 100%. Because it's sort of kind of silly to be talking and saying what's going on if there's nothing going out. Let's see, what does internet say? Internet says internet is not sending much. Well, it looks like it is sending 2 megabits per second, so I'm assuming. Yep, sound and video fine. Thank you, Andy, for letting me know that. Now this is right now. I'm using the comment sections from StreamYard, which usually has, if I remember correctly, about, I want to say, a 5-second delay from YouTube, and YouTube is still. I do not have YouTube. Let's see if I can refresh it again and see what happens. Yeah, the interesting thing is, I want to say maybe about 3 weeks ago or something like that. I do not know what happened, but the disk drive was always always was doing something. And then about a couple of weeks ago, it just stopped doing anything. And at first, I thought there was something wrong with the computer because it was no longer registering that the hard drive was working. But man, it's like the thing ran flawlessly. So I'm like, if it's running flawlessly, that means it's not using the actual hard drive, which is slowing everything down. Oh, hello there, Harry the Rail fan. Thank you for coming in. Let's see, but so I'm starting to think whatever the issue is might have to do with Firefox, because that's what I use for my browser, which normally it's. Now the text manager is not responding. All right, here we are. So let's see, 50% disk. Well, the thing is, I had 2 disks. So the solid state drive is not doing anything. The hard drive's maxed out at 100, so that's why it's showing, well, it's now showing 51%. So that means the disk number 2 is, or disk number 1, which is drive C, which has all the programs on it, and disk 0 or D, that is that's where all the data is. So you have I have a very small solid disk drive and a very large hard disk, and the hard disk obviously takes the antivirus that use tons of CPU and drive. That's what I originally thought, but it's showing that that Firefox is eating up all the data. So I do not know why. It makes no sense. But all right, now things seem to be. Let's see, the GPU went down, and it looks like I might be. Grandpa Rails, thank you for coming in. Mystic Railroad, hello there. Hopefully things are looking correctly, because my hard drive's at 100%, and it might be causing glitches. I've noticed that StreamYard has frozen on me a couple of times. So, okay, looks like YouTube is trying to work properly. So yeah, hopefully. So it is possibly the browser, which is Firefox. Usually I have no problem with Firefox, but full disclosure, I have way too many tabs open. I probably should go through and go, close. Mainly because I do not know. Usually with Firefox, what I've seen is that it doesn't open up all the tabs. If you say you shut down the whole computer, you bring it back up, it only reloads the tab that is currently open. So if you have if you're not looking at a tab and you stay away from that tab, when you close the program and then restart it, it doesn't reload that tab until you click on it. So even though I have a lot of tabs open, all right. Yeah, it's one of those things that I have at work I use Chrome and Edge, mostly Chrome. There is one website that for some odd reason will not work on Chrome, so we have to use Edge, which is sort of annoying because, Edge usually comes with Microsoft Basic, but it looks like... Okay, I'm not quite sure. It looks like... I almost want to say it looks like it's glitching on YouTube. So I don't know if that's on my computer, which is a good possibility, or on everybody else's computer. But it seems that it looks on my computer that it's buffering a lot. Interesting. All right. And it looks like actually now, let's see, that the live chat... Interesting. Looks like usually the live chat on YouTube is quicker than the chat on StreamYard, but tonight it looks like it's the other way around, or at least on my end. But uh-oh. Now the question is, well, hello there, John. Thank you for coming in. My disk drive is at 100%, so you might be seeing some technical difficulties, which I, hopefully will not be having much, but my hard drive's at 100%, and when it's at 100%, things go awry. So, well, it's one of those things that sometimes, a watch pot doesn't boil, and maybe a watch task manager won't go below 100. So we'll just plug along, and it doesn't. Drive at 100% definitely does not sound good. It's annoying because, as I said, things go awry. It looked like StreamYard froze up a little bit. So this is going to be an interesting night tonight with technical difficulties. Maybe I should, redo the tagline for this and saying technical difficulties. Because, let's see, the internet, So, not sure. I was going to say, I wonder why it's not. I never saw that movie, but okay then. Well, the thing is, it seems that this group has a lot of Johns. Not sure why, but John is a very common name. I worked at one place at a time that they had 8 Michaels, and they had 8 Michaels, 2 Joyces, they actually had 3 Eds. Me being an Edward, there was an Eduardo, and then there was, what was the other Ed? There were like 3 different versions of Ed. And then there's, let's see, what else was there? 2 Joyces, 2. it seems that there was at least somebody with the same exact in Andy special ones. We have all Einsteins at your workplace. Interesting. But yeah, for a little bit, it seemed that the live chat was delayed compared to StreamYard, which normally there's like a 5-second delay, but it seems that today it's the exact opposite. It seemed that the StreamYard chat was actually higher up than the other, but all right. It looks like we only have one Einstein. He's not the boss. All right. Well, it looks like YouTube is, I want to say, back to normal. But until that hard drives, the hard drive that did a couple of blips of 93. So I'm assuming it's starting to catch up. The GPU has just went to 0. All Einsteins and Sherlocks. My workplace. I don't think we actually have any, well, I want to say we don't have many highly intelligent people where I work at. I want to say not book smart. I think I'm one of the few that actually has a college degree, which is what we do. We build mattresses, so that doesn't really require a college degree. I'm assuming that we only have one engineer. I'm assuming he is probably has a degree, and assuming the owners also probably went to college for business. But when it comes to putting a mattress together, you don't really need a college degree. It's basically you're cutting stuff up, which is normally done on CNC machines, and then putting stuff together. Either with the glue machine or the sewers. You work in an engineering office. So that would explain why you have a lot of more educated people. Because I have found out over the years that just because you have an education does not make you smart. In some cases, having a high-end education in some cases makes you dumber because you have all the theoretical stuff, but no practical experience. And because the understanding on how everything works is okay, but at the same time, life is a lot more complicated than just what the books are. Designing power and lighting systems. Interesting. Yeah, the thing is, I know how electronics work and all that, and that's probably it's something that I want to eventually put on this channel. Some electronics and all that, but I'm having a little bit too much fun with the model train stuff right now because these are supposed to be hobbies that make me happy, and most of them are model train adjacent. Electronics, for example. Now with DCC and and LCC, that's all electronics. So eventually, that's one thing you'll be seeing on our channel. The problem is I got too many projects that you know have that are doing with scenery and stuff like that. So that's why I'm not really doing electronics at this point. Another thing I want to get into is machining, because I'm planning on doing a HO scale broad gauge. As far as I know, they don't make anything in broad gauge. Well, 6-foot broad gauge specifically. From what I understand, over in Britain, they have people doing. It's all there to sample at leisure. Okay. Yeah, it looks like YouTube has frozen on me. Yay! So, all right. Well, speaking of scenery, that's one of the things I'm going to see about doing is trying to figure out how to put electronics in some of the locomotives that I have. Let's see. Because most of the locomotives that I have, since I'm doing 1875, that's why I'm doing, trying to figure out how to put electronics in, like the Mantua General. Actually, the Mantua General and the Bachmann stuff that I have. From what I understand, these are actual scaled to HO scale, but they're HO scale standard gauge. And the 6-foot gauge equipment, very similar to the 3-foot gauge equipment. 3-foot gauge equipment is basically, it's a smaller version of the standard gauge. Well, with the broad gauge stuff, it's the exact opposite is true. They are actually larger than standard gauge. Usually the 5-foot gauge, like the general I just showed you, they can get away with technically it's broad gauge, but it's 5-foot gauge, and 5-foot and 4.5, 4 foot 8.5 inches. They're very close to each other. In fact, when they turned around and they regauged the General and the Texas, their whole saw a whole presentation on the Texas and how that wound up over the years being converted and all that. And the thing is that the Texas, they turned around and says, what year are we going to have it and all that fun stuff. And there's so much, basically there's so many parts that are not original. Mostly the detail parts, the smokestack, the cab, the bell, whistle, it's like everything. All right, thank you, John, for letting me know that it's still working properly, even though it's not looking that way on my end. Well, as long as the output's going the way it is and all that, I guess I'll just keep on swinging.
Okay. Well, it seems that I tried to change cameras and everything just went boop. Let's see. Let's see if I can try. Alright, it looks like yeah, it's one of those things of I was explaining earlier. That at 100%, the computer is not, my hard drive at 100% makes the computer not happy. So when I clicked, sounds up. Alright, that means, sounds awful. That means, yes.
Got kicked off my let's see, browser not supporting background. All right, and my sound is awful, but the thing is that it wound up going to the default mic, not my blue snowball. Well, hello there, Jerry. You just missed all the drama of the computer not working properly. All right, and it looks like, oh yeah, YouTube is completely frozen. Let's see if I can. It's one of the things I want to refresh it, but I know that might cause it to go whoa. All right, let's see. Ooh, the elevator section this week. All right. Now I'm assuming since I'm now on my snowball, that I sound a lot better. All right. Well, wish me luck. I'm going to refresh YouTube and see what happens. So there might lose me again. So here we go. I have clicked on it. So yeah, I clicked on it and it's doing nothing. All right. So all right. So well, since things are not looking fantastic, I guess I will not switch cameras because that caused everything to go haywire last time. So what I could show that I have I have made the quote canal, or at least the base of it anyway. Obviously, got to cut that off. One of the workplaces that I that rent where I'm at is a cabinet maker, and every now and then they have bits and pieces of wood. I just happen to have one that actually would makes I would have to say a decent canal. It's literally the thing is the diorama is 1 foot by 2 foot, and this happens to be a 1 foot long piece. And it also is very the width of this is basically about the size of what a canal would be. This is the woods. This would be the side that's next to the creek, and this side is going to be where the embankment's going to be. So this side is going to have a towpath on it, and then this side is going to have just a little bit on top of it, to keep the water in, basically. And then using, let's see. I got this recently. Chooch Enterprises random wall, and basically cut that and use that as for the side next to the uh, next the side next to where uh, the stream's going to be, and also the uh, I have been using the roof of the covered bridge since the bridge is going to be the same size that I'm putting over this as um, this pretty much the same size. So I'm using the top part as a template of okay, where is it going to go? Um, and basically, I'm going to build up a small ridge here, and that side is going to have stones and all that, probably a little bit higher also. Just to assimilate, the wall on this side, and then go from there. And right here, where the bridge is going to go, that's where I'm going to put a piling, and then make the rest of the bridge as a trestle. So that should be interesting that way. And was planning on, starting some of that tonight, but I I think I'm back. I think I'm back. All right. Well, phone says I am. I think I'm back. Well, looks like the phone says I'm back. But yeah, I'm assuming that if this happens one more time, I'm just gonna end the stream because this is annoying. To be frank, but yeah, I'm sort of glad that I didn't refresh YouTube because that probably would have made things a little bit harder. So I'm not quite sure when things went awry. But as I was saying before, this side's going to be on the side of the on the hillside, right about here. Well, is sort of kind of where the center of the dip is. So it's actually going, by the time it hits here, it's actually going up a little bit more. But I'm going to add a small little strip of wood here to represent the wall. Add over on this side the walk path or the tow path. And then the interesting thing is that this is slightly textured. So I might turn around and just paint this a not necessarily black, but maybe a darker blue or something like that. I don't know if they make HO scale canal boats. I believe they make British ones, but I don't know if they make American ones. But the thing is that I'm thinking about leaving this relatively barren because adding right now my skill level isn't good enough to be adding details like waves and stuff like that are yeah not I was going to say not natural, but ducks and stuff like that do make the same similar waves. But it's I believe this was done by a bandsaw because the cuts are straight. Obviously, if it was done by a radial saw, they would be circular. So that should make an interesting wave, I guess. But have it so everything's straight and all that, and then turn around and maybe dry brush the top just to make it look like there's something on top. But yeah, thanks for everyone that's hanging on and being patient with my computer. It's very much appreciated. But yeah, it's one of those things of technical difficulties do happen. Even with somebody that has pretty much, let's see. Now, technically, I have 3 cameras. One camera I don't use at this point in time because I'm not quite sure where to put it. But it's very similar as the overhead camera that I have. Same make and model. Gets confusing because I can't change the name. I don't know how to change the names on them, so they both come up as live camera. So before I come on and hit live, I actually have to click on which one to figure out which one where it is on the list. The one this camera right here that's built into the laptop that actually says HD's, it mentions HD HP, it mentions the camera, the camera is a very long name, so it's very obvious which one that is. I got a couple that for some reason they were experiments that I don't know how to take them off. Uh, and most of them are I'm blanking on exactly now. They're droid cams because I to try to use droid cam, with the uh, phones that I have, but I haven't used them lately and all that because it's one of those things of I got the USB cameras. I don't really need. I was trying them before I got the USB cameras. They're webcams. Uh, so I didn't, at that time I was trying to use what I had, and then it's like, oh, I wound up going to Staples. They had bargain bin, you know, uh, thing on there saying that, hey, uh, these are off uh, discount items and all that. So I grabbed them. Probably not the best that are out there because, well, I never heard the company before. They seem to work all right. It's just that I haven't been able to, well, especially the overhead camera one, I haven't been able to find a good way to mount it. And unfortunately, it doesn't let you change the orientation. If I was able to move it 90 degrees one way or the other, I could actually have it mounted a lot more secure than it is now. Because right now it's sort of clipped onto a threaded rod, and there's times I'm just hoping that the clip there's no spring on it, so there have been times that it loosens a little bit and then flips down, and so it's like, all right, got to bring it back up and hold it on a little bit better because it's designed to clip onto a flat panel monitor or a laptop that doesn't have a camera, which makes sense. But it does have a 40-20 screw on it, so I could have theoretically put it onto the threaded rod that it's on. However, the threaded rod is 90 degrees out of position, so everything would be sideways, and probably would not look that great. But yeah, it's still at 100%. I'm not quite sure why it's at 100%. Well, there is a couple of dips of 99, but I still don't like it at 100% constantly because things go wrong. But as I said before, thanks for everyone that's decided to stay with this talking head, because right now I'm just not confident to be able to go over to the workbench. But so that sort of throws everything out of whack a little bit. But that's what happens with the live streams. You don't know what's going to happen. And I would assume Jerry, and unfortunately he has left, but Hot Dog Pilot Andy would also know the same thing. I'm not sure who else does. I think Grandpa Rails does live stuff. I'm not quite sure. I know he does a lot of not live stuff. But actually, I'd come to think of it, who does live stuff? I should know this stuff. This is I want to say a relatively small community. I only have 105 subscribers, so and some of the ones that I see on here are a lot larger than I am, so I should know this stuff. but sadly I do not. Uh, just happen to realize that there's. I was, one of the things I am was planning on is doing something similar to uh, what Anthony Dodge does, which is to make everybody a moderator. But I can only do that on YouTube and not do that through StreamYard. So that's a no go. But, ooh, wait, YouTube is doing something. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but all of a sudden it refreshed. So I could wind up being cut off again. But yeah, actually, I'm thinking on actually probably shutting this off soon because, well, at this point in time, nothing is happening. So yeah, 742. Yeah, I want to say it's close enough. According to StreamYard, there's only 3 people watching now. So yeah, this was probably one of my worser ones of technical difficulties. But yeah, that's what happens. It's like you every now and then you have a really bad one. Uh, it's life, and I do my it's one of those things. Just keep on swinging for the fences, and hopefully something goes viral. As far as I know, nothing is viral. Nothing. Actually, I probably should check all my. Go into YouTube and actually look at the stats. Okay, it looks like I might be back on again. Let's see if the phone kicks back on. Yes, the phone has kicked back on. Well, okay, I am done. So, as I was saying, or trying to say, I believe the world needs more love. So, find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around the world. And this is finally the end of this stream. Thank you for watching.